What up, y'all? You already know what time it is. Hit that like, subscribe, post notification bell for me. I wanted to talk to y'all real quick about currency. Now, where your mind might go when I mention currency is you might think just strictly about money. And obviously that's a form of currency, right? But it's not the only form. We also have and should wisely and thoughtfully budget our psychological currency, our emotional currency, financial, right? Social, all of these things matter. How this manifests in my life. Before embarking on this part of my journey with regard to fitness, we'll just start there. I looked in the mirror and I realized that what I was looking at, what I was displeased with, what brought me discomfort in that reflection was an outward manifestation of how I budgeted all of those resources or currency to date. Does that make sense? So, with regard to coaching, for instance, one might say, oh man, I can't afford $150 a month. Or that gym membership, it's $240 a month. That's crazy. I can't afford that. That's irresponsible. Okay. Something that made a lot of sense to me, especially when I made the choice to access coaching myself, was what I'm going to do with that money, right? Because I'm not going to save it. Let's be real. What's going to happen is I'm going to nickel and dime myself. I'm going to spend it on whatever, right? It's going to feel like I'm stretching it out. At the end of it, nothing that I've gotten or purchased with that money, I mean, I can't say nothing, but most of what I'll end up purchasing with that money outside of food isn't going to significantly add value to my life. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be spent nickel and dime, like I said, on different shit. We can nickel and dime ourselves out of opportunity, nickel and dime ourselves out of blessings. We do this, right, under the ruse of responsibility, but what it actually is a fear that we're not going to be able to commit. Not that the services aren't going to be worth the money. Not that the gym experience isn't going to be worth the money. See, I've had this in my life as well. I've played small, played safe, and that's the kind of results that I would get. I'll leave you with this. If you are the fittest person at your gym for the last 3 years, people kind of tend to cycle in and out of these places, especially at smaller gyms, and you end up having a core group of athletes or members that stay. And always you'll have some that have different skill sets or different strengths or different genetics than others, and this will cause them to stand apart. I would advise, if you are a person who stands apart and have for a long time in the same environment, you're playing small and you're playing low. Get to an environment or a circumstance where you're not in the top 3. Maybe now you're at the very bottom and you got to learn how to claw your way up. This is where real growth is going to happen. And I don't mean with just fitness or aesthetics. This goes for everything. Any situation in life. Peace, y'all.